So recently I've had such a different perspective on stress, and truly I believe it's just your heart trying to give you a message. There are two forms of stress that dictate our day-to-day as far as our mood and perception: distress and eustress. Now in a perfect scenario, you ideally want a better ratio between the two forms of stress, where 70% is weighted towards eustress and then 30% is weighted towards distress. Now typically when people think of stress, they're really thinking about distress, which is a negative association to one's current situation or environment, in which the perception of great mental or physical suffering is present. Now, distress can be actually harmful to the body, as it's actually telling the amygdala to release cortisol and other hormones to actually combat your current situation. It's actually alerting the body to say there's a potential threat, so it's activating your sympathetic nervous system, which is essentially getting you ready for either fight or flight. Now, some of the harmful long-term impacts of this is going to be higher blood pressure, prefrontal cortex shrinkage, which actually lowers your ability to make concise and smart decisions, hippocampus dysfunction, so as far as memory retention and also memory learning, along with a whole other slew of healthcare issues. Now, distress can have positive attributes to it as well. I believe it actually can be a guiding hand towards actually telling you about another opportunity that awaits for you. Now, I actually remember experiencing this in my own personal life, where I was working in private equity and studying for an MCAT, and I remember just being at my job, just being like, wow, I'm really just here to exist. So distress for me actually served as a lens to actually help me see the clear vision to pursue medicine. I knew it was something I always wanted to accomplish, and that I just didn't take the leap of faith into actually making that my reality. I realized that my current situation was my worst case outcome, that taking a leap of faith, and even if it failed, was better than just sitting here. Distress actually appeared for me in so many circumstances where I felt disrespected, and it was a gentle reminder for me to establish those boundaries of what I would actually accept in my life. Now, on the other hand, eustress has been such an eye-opening experience for me on my self-improvement journey. Now, this form of stress is actually associated with you setting new goals for yourself, going out of your comfort zone, pushing your boundaries, and learning new skills. I've noticed such a perspective shift in just my studying alone, where I'm no longer just studying to say, oh, I'm getting a good grade or I'm passing my exams, but actually trying to understand information so that I can apply it for that future patient or future loved one. I realized that it was actually a gift to be able to study and learn on how to actually treat the future patients, and not just see it as an accolade, which really started to establish a discipline towards seeing a big goal and achieving it. Eustress actually is serving as a testament of my ability to overcome these difficult situations and to constantly look for new challenges and new circumstances where I can improve myself. A history book of sorts, where you're actually able to see all of your shortcomings, your failures, and understand that they were just pillars into making you the person you're going to become. Studies even show that there's a dopamine reward cycle with eustress. The same dopamine you would get from scrolling or avoiding your task can actually be accomplished by challenging yourself to do something that you perceive as crazy or challenging. I realized that stress was never the issue, but just a message truly to understand what you're actually doing with your time. The only true stressor in life is staying in your comfort zone and never experiencing all that God has set out for you.